Hey everyone, welcome back to Alma Pilates and Yoga. It's been a minute since I've filmed and uploaded a class, but I'm excited to be back. I'm so excited I get to do this weird, awkward dance for you. So there you go. All right, but in all seriousness, for this class, you really don't need much. You just need some weights. If you have them, if you don't worry about them. I'm actually putting these wrist weights around my ankle because I just want a little bit more feedback coming from my legs being somewhat weighted down. Like I said, they're about a pound. They're really, really light. You're gonna start seated. Reach your arms forward. Take a big inhale and exhale. Stretch your arms forward as much as you can. Inhale to come up and exhale to repeat. Go ahead and stretch your arms forward. And then inhale, exhale, come all the way up. Now, as you're doing this, as you could keep repeating these reps, don't worry too much about how many reps you're doing. Just worry about finding a stretch as you reach the arms past your toes. At least that's the goal. And as you come up to seated, even taller than before. We're doing great. We're keeping the legs still, keeping the legs straight, not letting the legs move around too much. Put your forearms on top of forearms and exhale, rotate your upper body to the right. Come back to center and exhale, rotate your upper body to the left. And inhale, exhale, rotate to the right. Inhale, exhale, rotate to the left. As we're doing this, we're really trying to keep the legs super straight and anchored. Just like before, you really don't want the knees to bend or to shift around. But you do want to exhale as you rotate and squeeze all the air out of you, and inhale to come back. Exhale to squeeze the air out of you. Inhale to come back. And again, squeeze and come back. We're going to reach the hands behind the head and roll it back down, laying on your mat. Reach the arms up and overhead and roll on up, reaching the arms forward and past the toes, finding your spine stretch again, but then immediately going all the way back onto the mat for your roll up. Arms down, chest lift, roll on up, reach the arms forward. Bring it all the way back and down, reach the arm up and over. Exhale, arm down, chest lift, reach it forward. We're doing great, everyone. And again, keeping the legs anchored. All the way up, reach it forward, exhale, bring it all the way back. Awesome. Bring the hands behind the head, and as you roll up this time with the hands behind the head, reach the right leg up and then twist to the right leg and then lower it down. And again, exhale, roll up, left leg up, twist to the left leg and roll it down. And as much as you want to bend the leg that's lifting up, try to keep it as straight as you can, finding more challenge, more required technique to do that. And you don't have to point your toe, but try to emphasize lengthening your leg as much as possible. Keep repeating. As you twist to the right, your right leg is lifted. As you twist to the left, your left leg is lifted. Keep it going, team. We've got this. Don't forget to use your exhale. Should feel like the core is starting to warm up a little bit. Waistline is definitely feeling active. Reach the arms forward and hold the left leg up, then bring the right leg up as well. Once you're here, you're finding your balance. Bend the right knee and then the left knee, and you're alternating, tapping each toe onto the mat. So tap, 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 and tap. Keep it going. Still balancing on your hips, still using your core to hold this position where it is, and then rest everything all the way back down. Once you're down, bend your knees more, bring your feet towards your hips, and lift your hips up into your bridge. Lower the spine all the way back down, and repeat. As you're repeating, make sure that your arms are firmly pressing into the floor. You're digging your heels, both of them, deep into the mat, the higher your hips lift, just to make sure that we get the hamstrings really working and really active. Now lift your hips up and let's tuck our hands underneath our low back and squeeze your elbows in towards each other under your body, of course, going into your high bridge. You can lift your heels to make this a little bit more manageable. Once you find your spot, you're going to straighten the right leg up to the sky. Keep it straight. You're going to lower your leg forward and lift it up. Forward and lift it up. Kind of like a single leg scissoring sort of movement. Now again, your left heel is lifted so that you're on your left toes, just to make it a little bit more manageable. You're still resting the low back and the hips on your hands. I know sometimes it can get a little tricky with the wrists but keep going. Got a few more here. And then we're gonna stretch the leg up to the sky. Hold it there, flatten your left heel down, and now we're gonna lift the hips up an inch, down an inch by keeping our hands on the floor. Up an inch, down an inch. So just little hip presses, little hip pulses. You can go as fast as you need to. All right, we're gonna bring that right leg down and then lower the hips down, relaxing a little bit, kind of shaking things out. And then we're gonna try that again. Lift the hips, tuck your hands underneath your low back, maybe lifting the heels to make it more manageable. And then we're gonna stretch the left leg straight up to the ceiling, and same thing, go ahead and lower and lift the left leg. If you prefer to have your heels on the floor or your right heel flat on the floor while your leg is moving around, you're more than welcome to do that. Again, these are just suggestions, but always find the position that you can maintain. Lowering and lifting. I think the music in my headphones started speeding up. I think that's why I might be going a little bit faster, but please keep going at your own pace, of course. Lowering and lifting. And now we're gonna lift the leg all the way up. Place your hands down on the mat and hip pulses. Press the hips up an inch, down an inch, up an inch, down an inch, digging the right heel into the mat as much as you can. Up an inch, down an inch. We're looking really good. We're finding a rhythm. And then from here, we're gonna place the foot down, lower the hips all the way down. Relax for a moment. And then straighten those legs forward. Reach the arms up and overhead. Slowly come on up to seated. Reach your arms forward and roll it on back. Reach your legs up and over. And then you're gonna roll forward into a seated position, so coming all the way up. So you're combining the roll over with the roll up. So roll up and over and come all the way up, roll it up, arms reach forward and repeat. Roll it on back and over and come up to seated. Now, do you have to come up with your upper body? No. What you can do is you can just lift your legs up and over like a traditional rollover and then roll it on down and forward like I'm doing right now in the video. As you're doing this, the next one, go ahead and roll the legs forward, come up into a chest lift, grab the right leg. We're gonna switch, grab the left leg, switch, grab the right leg. And then as we're switching from left to right leg, we're keeping the chest really lifted, getting into our single straight leg stretch, switching from one side to the other, and about to add a chest twist here in just a second. Go ahead and grab your left leg. Hands behind the head. You're gonna exhale, twist your chest to the left-hand side and come back to center and twist to the left. Come back to center and twist to the left. So we're not switching the legs, but we are still twisting the chest to left and to center, to the left and to the center. We're gonna switch the legs here in just a moment without letting the chest rest down or the head rest down if possible. Of course, that's an option. All right, let's go ahead and switch the right leg. Hold it there, find a little bit of a stretch, and then hands behind the head, twist to the right, come back to center. Twist to the right, and come back to center. And as you keep doing this, you wanna make sure that the left leg is super straightforward, the chest is still lifted for these last few, twisting to the right hand side. All right, from here, both legs up, and let's lower both legs down. Tuck the knees in, stretch the legs up, and repeat. Lower both legs forward and down, tuck the knees in, straighten the legs up, and repeat. Lower forward and down, tuck the knees in, straighten the legs up, and repeat. Forward and down, tuck the knees, and hug the knees a little bit closer towards your chest. Keeping the chest lifted, of course, if possible, reaching the arms forward and pumping your arms for your hundreds. If you want more of a challenge, straighten your legs forward at an angle as we keep repeating. Good, good. And then you can hug the knees into the chest whenever you want to. And keep going where your hundreds. Now, normally I would count the hundreds. However, I'm not sure that my timing is going to work well with the video. So keep pumping. Inhale for 5 of these pulses and exhale, extend the legs. Go ahead and come all the way up to seated. And from here, we're gonna hug the knees into the chest as tightly as we can for roll like a ball. Go ahead and roll all the way back, roll all the way forward, and repeat. Roll all the way back, roll all the way forward, and repeat. As we're doing this, we might as well come all the way up to standing gracefully and try that again. Combining the stand up with the roll back, roll forward, come up to standing, and go ahead and sit back down. Roll back, roll forward, come up to standing, and repeat. Bend the knees, sit down, roll back, roll forward, come up to standing. If you're having a hard time, you are not alone. Let's go ahead and sit with your legs straight forward and separated about hip width distance apart, reaching the arms out to the side, sitting up tall, and then exhale, twist to the right. And reach forward to the front right foot with your left hand. Come all the way back up, letter T, twist to the left. Reach the right arm forward to the left foot, and then come back, and then continue to twist. So this is called saw. We do this regularly in the live class just because of the benefit of the twisting and then the reaching forward. So you're getting a little bit of a rotation and a little bit of a spine twist at the same time. And let's do just a few more here, keeping again your legs really anchored and really grounded for all of these to really emphasize the feeling throughout the spine and the waistline. And now from here, let's come onto our side facing the front. We're gonna have one foot in front of the other, one hand down, and when you're ready, press your hips up into a side bend or side plank and then come down. Finding a rhythmic pace is always really helpful because it not only warms up the body, but it kind of gets the side of your body really stretched out. One foot in front of the other and bring it down. If my feet are wavering, it's just because the socks I have aren't super grippy anymore, so I was struggling a little bit with that. All right, reach the top arm up, rest the bottom knee, and lift the top leg up and down. So going into side kick kneeling, you can bring the top hand behind the head as well, or just keep it reaching up to the sky. It's up to you. And I'm just gonna keep that going. Go ahead and lift the leg up, tuck the knee into the chest, and straighten it out. When you tuck the knee into the chest, you can round the spine, kind of tuck the chin as well, kind of rounding forward, but then fully extend the leg out. And when your leg extends, see if you can pull it back. Place your right foot down, reach the bottom hand up and over, getting a little bit of a side stretch here. And let's go ahead and switch, other side. So I'm still gonna face the front, but I'm just gonna shift over to my other hand, one foot in front of the other. Reach the free arm up and over, and then bring it down. Come up and over, and bring it down. As you're doing this, you can come all the way down to seated, or you can just come down lightly to tap. It just kind of depends on the strength on each side. Try your best to keep it as even as you can, both in speed and in how you're doing the exercise. And let's press the knee down, lift the top arm up, and lift the leg up and lower, and up and lower. The chest is open, the arms are straight. We're finding rhythmic pace. You can put the top hand behind your head if you'd like, and keep the rhythm going. Let's go a few more before we hold the leg up, and tuck the knee in, and stretch it out. Tuck the knee in, and stretch it out. And keep going. Let's go for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. You're going to stretch it out. Reach the top arm up, lower the leg down, and come into your plank position. From here, we can actually come down onto the forearms. It'll probably be a little bit better. And keeping the legs straight, keeping the shoulders right above the elbows, you're going to push your weight forward and back by pulling and pushing your heels. Not so much by lifting the hips, although they will move a little bit, but you don't want that to be the main focus. It's kind of forward and back like a saw-like motion. Again, keep going at a rhythm or a pace that you can keep consistent, and we're just going to keep it going, forward and back, and rest your knees down. All right, let's move our hips back, kind of finding a child's pose, a little bit of a break, a little bit of a rest, keeping your arms stretched forward, and then come back forward onto your hands and knees, and then back up onto your knees. All right, find your plank again after that little break, and let's pull one leg up and lower it down. One leg up and lower it down. One leg up and lower it down. We're going into leg pull now, one of my favorites. If you lift the leg up while keeping your hips pretty still, you'll feel more engagement through the glutes. Now you can also tuck the knee into the chest one time on each leg and then do a leg pull on each leg. And cross tuck the knee on each leg and then do a leg pull on each leg. And you're just going to keep that going for just a few more moments. Rest the knees, press the hips back, arms straight. Relaxing your neck, relaxing your head down, and then rolling the shoulders up, back, and down. Good. From here, we're just going to come into a seated position. Legs are stretched forward, hands behind your hips, and you're going to bend the right knee, reach the left leg up, and lower it down. So while you're doing this, you could do this with your hips on the floor, although it's not as challenging. Lift your hips up into somewhat of a bridge. There's a lot of different names for this position, but your hands are behind you, they're flat, right foot is down. Keep it going. Again, finding a rhythmic pace, keeping the same leg before you switch and rest your hips down. Again, starting from the seated position, press your hips up, lift the right leg up, and lower it down. The most common mistake I see here is we end up really shrugging the shoulders upward and relaxing the hips down a little too low. You do want to feel some work behind the left leg as well as the right leg moving up and down. So don't just relax on that one. Keep it going, keep it rhythmic, and rest your hips down. Reaching the arms forward, giving yourself another spine stretch. Let's come back onto your hands and knees and then lower your chest down before you lift the chest up. Lower the chest down, lift the chest up. When we lower the chest down, if you can, try to rock your body forward, lifting the legs off the floor. Rock it forward and up. Rock it forward and up. And what I like to do is I like to lift my hands so it's a little bit more of a dramatic effect as I rock forward and up. Rock forward and up. And you're just going to keep it going. And if lifting up is a little too much for your low back, you don't have to rock forward. Just lift to where you can. Press your hips back into a child's pose, giving your back a little bit of a stretch here. Take a big inhale, go forward and down onto your tummy again. Reach both arms forward, lift the legs, and paddle your arms and legs like you're swimming. Keep it going, keep the chest up, keep lots of energy going through the arms and the legs. Legs are lengthened, arms are straight. For 3, 2, 1, and relax. All right, let's go ahead and roll on to our back now. There's LB, my cat. Reach both arms up, straighten both legs, roll all the way up into your teaser, lifting your legs, and then roll all the way down, arms and up and overhead. Arms down, chest lift, lift the legs, find balance on your hips, and then relax everything all the way down. Exhale, arms forward and down, leg lift, hips are balanced, and then lay all the way down. And we're just gonna keep that going all the way up. Inhale, exhale, all the way down, up and over. Doing this a few times, just trying to find a little bit more length, a little bit more lift through both the legs and the chest. Holding it here for just a moment. You can hold onto the back of your legs if you need to, or keep your legs straight forward in the teaser. And then rest all the way down. All the way up. Hold another few seconds. And all the way down. Go ahead and come all the way up. Hold the legs a few seconds and then sit. Crisscross applesauce. You're gonna go over your knees, put your hands on the floor, feet back into a plank position. Bend your elbows and straighten for 3 push-ups. 2, 1. Press your hips up and back into a pike. Walk your hands back to your feet and slowly curl on up to standing. And let's try that again. Pull the arms back out and up. Exhale, dive the hands down. Hands on the floor, walk your hands forward, and 3 push-ups. Down and up for 3. Down and up 2. Down and up 1. Press your hips up and back. Walk your hands back to your feet. And slowly curl on up. Let's do 1 more. Pull the arms back out and up. Exhale, dive the hands down. Hands on the floor, walk your hands forward, and 3 push-ups. Down and up for 3, down and up 2, down and up 1, and press the hips back, child's pose. Hold it here. Taking deep breaths and slowly curl on up to seated, and you guys are all set to go. Great job in completing 20 minutes of this more energetic kind of Pilates flow, intermediate, energetic, beginner, multi-level Pilates flow. And don't forget to visit my website for live weekly classes.